Welcome to Driving Immersion. This is the immersive racing experience. Studio 397's Le Mans Ultimate is the best detailed simulation of the World Endurance Championship. You're about to watch the one and only 24 hours of Le Mans in segments. We will be racing in Le Mans Ultimate using as much of its simulation factors to be as close to the racing as possible. We drive from the cockpit using a Fanatec CSL DD Plus wheel and load cell pedal set without any assists except for what exists in the car. There are collisions and damage, tire wear and fuel use, including virtual energy. There's plenty of racing to come. Click on subscribe now so that you don't miss out on any of it. Volume up and let's go.
Because this 55% life left in the front right soft, is going to start depleting very fast. And we are going to keep our fuel and our virtual energy the same. I think the only time that you would want to reduce your virtual energy recharge is if you had, let's say, a tire with a shorter lifespan, let's say 30%. Obviously, you don't want to put in 100% because you will waste that time in the pits. And honestly, it's only about 40 seconds to recharge completely, but that's 20 or 30 seconds that you could be losing each time that you do this. So we're just going to go and stay the same. I'm going to go for 11 laps. Wish we could go 12. We can actually stretch it to 12. Arrow, going to keep that the same. There is no repair available right now, so our pit stop is only going to be 38.1 seconds. Here we go. 6:33 left in the race, and right now we are in second place to the number 36 Alpine of Nicolas Lapierre. The only two hypercars left in the field. So you can see here how long it takes to recharge. 38 seconds is kind of a lot in racing. So 3 seconds to go, we are in gear, on the ground, and free.
And we are off for our 23rd stint of this 24-hour race. If you are just joining the series, there are 2 hypercars left in the 24-hour race here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. A lot of attrition for the hypercar class. There are about 10 or 11 LMP2s and about 10 GT3s continuing to race on the track. Many cars are many laps down, several laps at least. But here is the number 8 after that pit stop. And again, we are going to keep the tires on as they are roughly about 50% warm.
Tires are almost up to temperature.
They are soft for the 3 tires, the front right and 2 rears are soft.
After that pit stop, we are 2:34 behind the Alpine. You should be coming in within the next couple of laps.
And this is one of the first couple of stints that we have been racing through that the sun is completely out, so the track is warming. And right now I believe the ambient temperature is about 74 degrees.
So we just turned on our economy target system. Don't know what else to call it.
So as a result of the sun finally coming out and warming the track, the tire conditions and wear are going to dramatically change. On board with the number 36 Alpine, now 3 minutes ahead of the number 8 Toyota. And these 2 cars continue on in the same lap, so it is definitely a race. 3 minutes is almost a full lap between the 2. But again, there's about 6 hours left in the race, so quite a lot of racing left. And here is the Toyota just coming into the Mulsanne corner. Nope, this is coming into Indianapolis. So a quick right and a quick left. And then another 90-degree right. This is going to be Arnage. We are behind one of the LMP2s here.
Time now is 10:01 a.m.
There we are. Track temperature now up to 76 degrees. Overnight it was as low as 63 or 64. So definitely
wheel to wheel with LMP2.
Different track conditions now. It is now 10:01 a.m.
Partially cloudy. You can see the sun is out. 72
so there's
degrees
about 6
Fahrenheit.
hours and 30 minutes left in the race.
Track temperature is 76 now.
That time was a 4:42.64.
So it's about 12 degrees warmer than what we were running at night.
Back to the Alpine as he is about to exit the Porsche S's. And we are keeping an eye on him as he is due in for a pit stop. Again, throughout the race, the number 8 Toyota has been able to go 12 laps on a stint. The Alpine here able to go 11 laps. And that may or may not be the difference here, as long as we can keep the number 8 on track. So
the
as the
number
Alpine,
36 just put down a 2:38 lap.
So as the Alpine enters and goes under the Dunlop Bridge, we are coming into the second chicane on the Mulsanne Straight. And again, that is the difference.
So we do have the HUD up so that we can monitor when he comes in, if he does come in. GT3 Mustang into the gravel. And that is the second chicane on the Mulsanne Straight.
Yes, we are keeping an eye on the number 36, because if he doesn't come in, and he has a propensity to run out of fuel as all the other hypercars did, the race obviously is only between the hypercar Toyota here and the LMP2. And there are a couple of LMP2s that have been exchanging the lead in that class. But considering the variables in the race, will this number 8 continue on without mechanical failure or any condition to end the race? That is what we're watching for.
Tires are doing well with the warming temperatures. Oh, spoke too soon.
Here is a spin. Obviously the tire should have been up to temperature, and right now that kind of a spin is going to put a lot of wear on the tires. Quick look on the HUD.
Really?
Indicated that they're red. Obviously these are soft tires and it is getting warm. Our strategy is to plan on putting on either the mediums or eventually the hard tires if the track temperature should become a lot warmer. But right now, again, they're 77 degrees, about 10 to 12 degrees warmer than they were at night when we were running on the soft tires. So I believe we may be ready for a set of mediums when we finish the stint. Now that spin cost us about 10 seconds altogether, and we'll see when the number 36 comes in for his pit. Again, he can only go 11 laps on a single stint. Here is the 36 entering the Porsche S's.
Lost about 10 seconds on that lap. 10 seconds that we really don't have. Oh. Am I putting too much on the rear tires? Yes, we are. 86 degrees on the left rear.
Tetra Rouge is a corner that opens up, and here is the number 36 coming into the pits. Recharge, refuel, and perhaps change tires. Now, Tetra Rouge is a wide right-hander that opens up as you exit out, so you tend to stay on the throttle as you exit. And because of the speed, there's a lot of pressure on the tires, obviously.
Gonna turn up our traction control. Just one notch. Okay, so 36 is in the pits.
So right now, after finishing 2 laps on the stint with this set of tires, the rear tires are losing a lot of grip as we accelerate out, and in the middle of the turn, we are changing the traction control so that it stops any wheel spin that is going to result in a spin. Back to the number 36.
Still in the pits.
And we are watching him from the car through the HUD. So obviously here in Le Mans Ultimate, no animation as to what the pit crew is doing. We do see that the car is up on jacks, now dropped and released.
Still in the pits. Very long pit stop for him.
We're trying to get a closer look at the tires.
He's got some repairs that need to be done. Okay, so 127, 126.
And we're trying to see if he will eventually change onto the medium sets or even the hard sets as, again, the temperature goes up. There is a blue background to the Michelin logo, and sometimes that can appear to be white.
Very long pit stop for him. That was about a minute or so. Minute 20, so yes, about 80 seconds.
So it's very easy to make a mistake on the tire compound that they have on. The best way is to have a very close
and
look.
that would require a lot of body damage, perhaps replacing a wing like we did.
So if you look at our staggered compound here for the tires that we have on, you can see that we've got a medium in the left front. That is a result of us having a big spin on the set of soft tires that we just put on.
833
in the
on the
last
virtual
stint.
energy. We are burning up a lot.
And again, right now, as the temperature goes up, there is a lot of wear being put onto the soft tires. So we are wondering how this Alpine is doing on the softs. Obviously, you can see there in the leaderboard that he does have the soft tires on.
Only 188 on fuel. I guess that's pretty good.
So right now, after the pit stop of the number 36 Alpine, we have a difference of 1 minute and 27 seconds. That is still roughly about a half of a lap between number 1 and number 2 here. Coming in through the first chicane on the Mulsanne straight, the back end is a little bit twitchy.
Medium tires still running relatively cool on the left front.
Now we have the Fanatec Formula B2 wheel, and we have the rear anti-roll bars configured to one of the buttons to go up and down, or stiffer or softer, but we don't have any buttons assigned to the front anti-roll bars, and we keep that adjusted on the HUD, which will be available on the lower left of the screen. We have not changed that adjustment throughout the race. Back on board with the number 36 as he crosses the start-finish line. 142 is the difference right now. But back to the anti-roll bars. The front tires on the number 8 has not had a lot of understeer. In fact, it's got a lot of oversteer, as the back end is very skittish. The aero setup here for Le Mans obviously is to have the rear wing only on 1, which is the lowest downforce setting. And there is no adjustment, obviously, for the front of the vehicle. Here's the number 36 again, coming in through Tetra Rouge and down through the Mulsanne Straight.
So right now he is running just about the same kind of lap.
The number 8 Toyota coming in through the Porsche S's. And right here, the switch from a left turn to a right turn is very complicated, as you have to wait for the car to balance on its 4 wheels before you turn back to the right. It's actually a very easy place to have a spin, as you do have to wait for that weight transfer to occur. Through 32 and 33 exit, and crossing the start-finish line once again.
827, 817, still high.
And having a look at the HUD on the upper right, we have 279 laps complete on this ongoing 24-hour race here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. Back to the Alpine. He did come in for his pit stop and recharge for this stint already, so we will expect him to keep racing on. And again, he did have a extended pit stop, so it's very possible that he did change the tires and fix some damage. Number 8 coming in through the first chicane past one of the Lexus GT3s, and I believe that is the only Lexus left on track. The other one retired a few stints ago, perhaps early in the morning.
We are definitely racing with the Alpine.
So again, back at the HUD available on the upper right of your screen, it's showing that we have a possible 379 laps for this 24-hour race. The record is 397, and that is why Studio 397 is named Studio 397. And I believe that was set in 2011. And you're welcome to correct us if you know.
338.5.
Simply comment below.
And we did a 339 on our last one. So he is 1 second faster.
Coming into Indianapolis, we are trading faster laps with the Alpine here in the number 8. But right now the timing is very close, so there is no advantage. Coming to the number 8. If timing remains this way, obviously the number 36 is very far into the lead. and that would mean victory for the Alpine.
Was a 3:41.18.
Very slow lap. You gotta go faster. Fuel conservation.
Yes, for right now we are racing with the number 36 with the time indicated there on the lower left of your screen. He had a 3:38 again that last lap, and we happen to have a 3:41. So we are losing time in the number 8 here, and we will be turning off the fuel conservation. We are hoping to be able to keep that on as these tires are wearing, and we're going to end up having to go a little bit slower. But again, 2 seconds on every lap just means that we are falling further back. Obviously, the number 36 is not having any difficulties putting in very good laps. And 3:38 is very good for a race time here. I think the best the number 8 has ever gotten throughout the race here is about a 3:34. So it is very possible, and that is 4 seconds, but you have to do that multiple times here in this 24-hour race. This is the Mulsanne corner for the number 8.
He has just crossed the start-finish line.
So as we enter Indianapolis, that is about a quarter of a lap difference between 1 and 2. However, there are some slow sections that we will come on to, like Arnage right here, and that is definitely not indicative of the time, which is 1:27 right now. And a quick look on the steering wheel shows that our fast time for this stint is 3:39. The transfer of weight between 25 and 26, and that is exactly what happens. So right now the rear tires, as a result, are overheated and very hot, and they don't have any grip.
Overheated.
So we have to roll out very easily and let them regain some cooling as they turn.
You
can see there that they are,
we might have it. How to make?
Well, they were indicated in a yellow and an orange in the HUD on the lower right of your screen. Back to green, but they are still showing 96 and 89 degrees Celsius.
Rear tires still hot.
51.07.
Another area where the weight transfer is also very important is going to be between 2 and 3. Here we are coming in through Tetra Rouge. A little dicey there. Now we got to see a little bit there on the display that we did turn up our rear anti-roll bar. It's going to keep our tires more firmly planted to the tarmac. However, that is going to put a lot of stress on them. And they will definitely not last as long. And now we have completed 6 laps on this stint. Possible 6 more laps.
So we stepped up the rear anti-roll bars by just 1 notch. And that will give the rear end a little bit more traction or balance when we are decelerating. However, when we are on throttle, they will become more pushed into the ground, so the level of, or the point where they will lose traction is a little bit closer, or more likely, under acceleration. 139. Yeah, we just lost about 10 seconds on that spin.
Yeah, so for right now, as we are lapping within a second of the leader up ahead, every second is going to count on each lap. And here we quickly get around the LP2. So having a look around on the track, you can see here that we are experiencing full sun conditions. And again, that is going to affect the traction here and the degradation of the tires. When we were racing early into the night, we were able to take these soft tires for a full 4 stints. And we were producing very good fast times. But right now on the 3rd stint with the 3 soft tires here, we are having to be very, very careful. They will overheat very quickly out of 1 turn or 1 spin. So we do have to maintain how we treat them. Coming in through 6 and 7. Tetra Rouge is number 8. Very slight kink here to the right. That is going to be number 9.
141.
And then we continue on down the Mulsanne Straight. Through the first chicane. Mulsanne corner. And having a look at the time difference here between the number 36 and the number 8. The number 8 is actually very fortunate to be only within 1.56 minutes, or 1 minute and 56 seconds. At one point, we were lapped by the number 36 as a result of 3 spins in 1 lap, as we had expiring soft tires.
By the way, the vibration in the right front has not gone away, although it has been reduced by a little bit.
We really should have changed the front tires into mediums on the last pit stop. But I believe the right fronts were still around 60% or so. So that is quite a lot of life left. And we were comfortable thinking that it would make another stint. But right now, all of these soft tires are very quickly degrading. And that may be the result of the temperature on the track. Now we have only mildly adjusted the temperatures or the pressures for the tires throughout the race from 21 to 20 pounds when I changed onto a set of mediums for the rears.
Nearly identical times here on that last lap. Oh!
So a quick flick on the throttle and that is going to make us spin again. The rear tires are definitely getting old or worn out, and they are showing actually pretty good life, but right now I think with the temperatures they are just not being able to grip very well or overheat very easily. You can see here that they are at 175 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 80 something Celsius.
Take the other roll bar back down.
And we honestly haven't gone that high throughout the night when we were racing on the soft tires, so we are going to look forward to getting out of these softs on the next pit stop back to the Alpine. And he is coming into the Porsche S's as the number 8 comes in through the first chicane on the Mulsanne straight. We now have a functioning track map on the left side of your screen with this new HUD system as a result of version 1.0. Actually, initially it didn't work, but now it is actually visible.
Very worn right front and left rear. Oh, we are going around again.
Going around again. We're not going very fast, and
Losing a lot of time here.
at that point, not very heavy on the throttle, but we are shifting weight. So the rear tires here at 30 and 45%
Just minor damage.
life left are very,
Just ran
very
up 338.
marginal,
We are back up to 156.
and they are definitely warming up. Back to the tire temperatures, like we said, we didn't change the pressures very much throughout the race, but only 1 pound. And right now it's kind of too close to call it as far as what we would do, so we are going to remain at 21 pounds. If you have any advice, if you increase it by several pounds, if that is going to keep them cooler, or if that's going to cause an overheat situation, let us know below. We still have quite a race to go. And as the sun comes out, obviously the pressure is going to affect the tire temperature and grip dramatically here in the race. So right now in this stint we've had 3 spins, and you can see here that now we are 1 minute and 50 seconds behind.
On the 36 on this stint.
So we have lost nearly 30 seconds as a result of those spins just on this stint alone. And we are definitely going in the wrong direction.
Oh, we're going around again.
Another spin here. and into the wall. That should have caused some
Gotta get off
damage.
these tires.
And that was the entrance into the Porsche S's. Obviously a big curve, but the rear tire should have been able to handle that. So right now, as we are approaching the pit entrance, let's see if the number 8 will come in. Obviously to change out of these tires. No, not coming in this lap. We are going to go for another lap to see if we can resolve the overheating and loss of grip of these soft tires. You can see now, as a result of that last spin, actually 2 spins on the entry of the Porsche S's and on the exit. We are now 2 minutes and 10 seconds behind. The left rear is down to 28% life. Interestingly enough, the front left is also degrading, even though it's a medium, and I think it may be because it's involved in those spins. Another trip through Tetra Rouge. A very fast right-hander requiring some downforce. And we are looking at the number 36 Alpine continuing to have flawless laps. And those laps are actually very consistent, so very difficult to race with him at this time. Here we are in the number 8 through the first chicane. We are having to nurse these tires now. We should have come in on the last lap as we pass the entrance into the pit lane.
We're gonna bring our brake bias up to the front. Couple of notches to see if we can take some pressure off the rear tires.
So Mars Medina here is choosing to go around, hoping to be able to resolve this loss in grip. Going around again, and this is on the second chicane. Time to get off these tires.
Bring up our anti-roll bar in the rear up to.
Right now, as we are completing lap 10 of this stint, we are 9.3 seconds slower than our fastest lap on this stint. So that is a lot of time. 2:16 now behind the number 36. There's an LMP2 into the barrier and the gravel trap.
Okay, so far the rear feels good. Oh! No, it does not. There's gotta be some kind of damage with the rear wing that I can't see. Yeah.
So something very wrong with the number 8 right now. And we are wondering if it's just more than the tires. However,
that left tire is done.
the damage indicator does not show much. And in fact, the rear wing, as you see here, is still on the vehicle, so we should have reasonable downforce on the rear.
There may be a flat.
But very easy to spin now, and it's time to end this stint, get off these tires.
It's got pressure.
So into the pit lane.
Something wrong with the car here. Let's see if there's any damage that needs to be repaired.
A very disastrous stint here for the number 8. We lost all the time that we were making up on the stops.
We are going to be caught with a speeding in the pits.
Yes, as we saw the number 8 come through, he
Our
was
speed
going
limiter was
really
not
fast.
on when you crossed the line.
And it's very possible that the speed limiter button was released or pressed inadvertently twice.
So a couple of problems
So
there.
we are probably going to put
And,
mediums on
we are
here,
gonna get,
and
new tires
that is
all
going to
around.
do it for the end of the stint. We thank you for watching this event at Driving Immersion, and remember, for more exciting racing ahead, give us a like and click on subscribe or follow so that you don't miss out on the next race event. We'll see you next time.